right. This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Joel, the journalist.
Oh, yeah.
This is Justin. Hey, guys.
We've got Katie Couric, Katrina.
Okay.
She is a journalist.
She is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she had quite a career on the Today Show.
Okay.
Anyways, so today we're going to give you, well, Joel is going to give you, all of you, the horror news that came out of CinemaCon recently, over the last week or so.
Yep, it ended on the 3rd, which as of recording this is the 5th, so.
Yeah, so it ended on April 3rd. We're recording on April 5th, and you'll get it on some other day. And so if the news has changed, that's not our fault. We're giving you everything that we know currently.
As of now.
Yes.
As of now, the state of horror.
Yes.
All right, so let's start off, Joel. What do you got for us? Wait. Make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow the show on the other podcasts. Segments of this episode won't be on Patreon only, but lots of content is on Patreon only, including all the spoilers for all the episodes that we do and some exclusive ones. And don't forget, you get early access at least the night before for each episode. So, all right, Joel, start us off.
All right. So let's do this here. Sorry, I am choosing. Where did it go?
Joel is choosing.
I am. I don't know where it went. I had it up just now. Oh, I'll just do. Let's start with Universal.
All right, Universal.
Yes. All right. So this is every announcement that was made at CinemaCon, and this was day 3 of CinemaCon.
Okay.
So we've got. I think
we're going to focus on the horror stuff.
Oh yeah. Sorry, How to Train Your Dragon. But I mean, I am going to stop at Jurassic World. It is sci-fi, but they did release a trailer for this movie. It's the 7th in the Jurassic Park franchise, but they are bringing it back to its horror roots, and they are bringing back the original writer of Jurassic Park to write this one.
Nice.
So so I'm hoping that it's not going to be all popcorn flick. Jurassic World has been the last 3 movies, actually probably 4 or 5, because Jurassic Park, the first one, was pretty much the only actual good one in the franchise.
And that one's definitely the most horror of all of them. So.
Yeah, it is. So bringing back the original writer is, I'm hoping, a good thing for them to do. How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon is big
here we
in
go.
the news.
Yeah, it is big in the news. It's not big in the horror news, but it is big in the news. We've got Jordan Peele's produced, not directed movie called Him, which stars Marlon Wayans. The story is centered on a college football superstar who suffers a major injury before getting the chance to be coached by one of his greatest idols. Wayans describes the movie as a sports movie with a twist, while Withers commented that it collides sports with horror. So that is coming out on September 19th. We got Nobody 2.
Nobody 2.
Yep.
I'm excited for that.
That one sounds really interesting. That Him.
Him?
Yeah. And Jordan Peele. I feel like
Marlon Wayans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty random, but
Yeah, it is.
I like it.
Yeah. So we've got a new look at Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Trailer dropped a couple days ago,
A couple days ago, yeah.
a few days ago.
Wednesday,
And it
right?
actually something
I don't know.
like that, I think. And it actually looks pretty creepy. It looks like it at least has a bigger kill count than the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's just the trailer. So
Does it look like
Wayne,
there's going to be any like playtime, like shelter?
I think there is.
fort
I think there
building?
is still going to be some
That's all
playfulness in it.
no, he's talking about the shelter scene.
I
the
know,
fort scene,
but I
yeah.
think there's still going to be areas in it that you still see Freddy and the other characters as like reminders that they are still kids inside. I think there will still be that, but to me, Freddy looked kind of scarier. Like it definitely looked like it had more
bite
scare to it.
Okay, I hope so.
Looked a little more serious.
Yeah, it did look more serious.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, it's probably going to have a bunch of fort making scenes. So
yeah.
All right, what's next?
All right, so we've got, let's see, Black Phone Part 2.
Phone.
Black Phone Part 2. Jason Blum, another Blumhouse movie, returned to the stage with a new mask on. This one based on the costume from his upcoming movie, The Black Phone 2. Star Madeline McGraw took the stage for attendees, reflecting on filming for the new movie being truly just the best. Speaking on director Scott Derrickson, she told fans that he felt like he wasn't done with these characters. McGraw later confirmed that Ethan Hawke's Grabber met his end in the original film, spoiler, before teasing that death might not be the end for him. A short trailer for The Black Phone 2 reaffirmed that idea as Mason Thames Finney hears Hawke's voice over a black phone in the phone booth saying, "Did you think our story was over?" He proceeded to creepily say, "You of all people know that dead is just a word."
Oh,
that actually sounds kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Nice.
That actually sounds pretty creepy. And it makes sense because the first one was already supernatural. That, just because he's dead doesn't mean he's dead.
Right.
His victims were ghosts. Like, why wouldn't he be a ghost? Like,
exactly.
True. He's got the black phone. I mean, what else can he do?
Yeah. Oh, he destroyed that, but he can probably make another one.
So I read, I don't know if you were going to talk about this, Joel, but I read some things about the Black Phone 2 that people are comparing the grabber to Freddy Krueger in this as someone, haunting them in like the afterlife, like Freddy does.
Yeah.
I just, it's not the dreams necessarily, but haunting them.
And a child abuser.
Yeah. So they're taking it in that kind of direction, which I'm kind of liking because we're not getting anything with Freddy. So
is
the grabber's a cool character.
Is this Ethan Hawke's audition for being Freddy?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take Ethan Hawke as Freddy.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah, I heard goes back to like an 80s slasher feel. In this movie. So that'll be fun. Yeah. It'll be very different from the first one because that's not at all how that one felt.
Yeah.
All right, Megan or Miss Regan 2.0.
Miss Regan
2.0. The trailer or teaser trailer dropped for that one. And it feels fun. It's going to be fun, but I think Megan is probably going to be like, if you're comparing horror, the first one is probably going to be scarier than this one will be. This one felt more action, sci-fi, than the first one does or did.
Huh. Interesting, because the first one still was pretty watered down.
It was. But this one also feels like it has a bigger body count too. So I don't know if that's just for the trailer or if that's all the kills that we're going to get in the entire movie.
Yeah.
It would be nice if we got a legit R-rated Megan movie, but that's not who they're targeting this audience to. So,
yeah.
I mean, you had "Oops, I Did It Again" in the trailer for this movie or for the teaser, so it's like that's not boding well for an R-rated.
Hey, that's our generation.
Yeah,
it is, but I don't know. So,
okay.
Oh,
Mario, Wicked for Good. What?
Yep.
Man.
Oh man.
Part 2. All right. So let's go. Let's do Sony next year. That was it for Universal. Was mostly Blumhouse. So
yeah.
Kind of figured that's pretty much what that was going to be on. Sony, though, I did see had a couple of good. Oh, well, here we go. There's just a picture right there of Until Dawn 20 years later. I know you did last summer. I don't know what GOAT is. And
we already knew about all those, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. There we go. Anaconda promotion for Anaconda remake with Paul Rudd and Jack Black.
Wow.
This opened Sony's presentation. Anaconda stars Jack Black and Paul Rudd showed up in a video and performed a hilarious comedy sketch to get fans hyped for their movie. Rudd joked that fans are just getting a sneak peek of their professionalism as he and Black team up for the 2025 remake.
Okay.
I think it'll be fun. I did hear something that Jack Black said that, yeah, there's going to be comedy, but it's also still going to be like some horror to it as well. So
I want to see Jack Black get killed off.
Well,
has he ever been killed in a movie?
He's been killed, and I still know you did last summer.
Oh, that's true. He was in that, and he was killed.
Yep. 28 years later.
Yeah.
So this movie comes out on June 20th, and the first movie,
the trailers are already playing like crazy.
They are, and the trailer looks amazing. Bringing out director. It looks
too
really
much.
Good. You're not seeing that much of it.
Oh my
gosh. So yeah, they talked about that movie, and then next up, the Marvel's director, or Nia DaCosta, or if we want to go with horror, the Candyman remake director, Nia DaCosta, joined Rothman on stage to discuss her new film 28 years later, The Bone Temple, debuting in theaters on January 16, 2026. So roughly 6 months after this movie comes out, we're getting another 28 years later movie coming out. So
it's not 28 years later.
It's not.
6 months later.
Yeah.
Good thing it's still titled 28 years later, because
it
would be within a 6 month period. So
that is true.
Anything later.
I see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd have to be 29 years later.
Yeah, true. There's also a third movie, depending on how these two movies do. They have like a trilogy in the works. So if these two do well, they'll make their third movie in this franchise. Okay. So in the 28 days later franchise, we should be getting 5 movies in that. So
all right. We haven't reviewed any of there's only 2 so far.
Yeah.
We haven't reviewed either of those, so
we have not.
We're gonna have to get to that in the next couple months here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Zach Krager, who is the director of Barbarian, is doing the new Resident Evil movie.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So I think it comes out next year. Actually, 2026 is going to be a crazy year for horror.
Sounds
All
like
these
it.
movies are coming out September 18, 2026.
Oh wow,
Yes. Yeah, they
it's a
even have like a
while
month
away.
and a day. It is. Yeah. The Resident Evil director Zach Cregger came up to his moment at CinemaCon to tease his upcoming movie coming to theaters on September 18, 2026, noting the moment in almost every game from the original series where you finally well, there's something wrong with the writing on that, where you finally yourself standing, where you find yourself standing, I'm assuming it's what it meant to say, at the edge of a dark passageway and your health is almost at zero. He teased how that idea is the spirit of the movies he's making.
Okay.
There's a
So very
moment that
tense and suspenseful. That's what that game. That's how you have to. That's the emotion you're supposed to get out of a movie like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I did feel some of that with the most recent Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City film. I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
and I thought they did justice to the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think because they messed up on Leon, like most people just hated it because of that.
Yeah,
but like you know, you're not going to get everything perfectly, so it's like I thought they did a good job as far as like everything else, like, you know, being true to the game and everything.
Yeah.
Sony gave fans their first look into the upcoming I Know What You Did Last Summer remake coming July 18th. This is the poster for that.
Okay.
The Secret Dies With You. It shows 5 unknown people here.
Yeah. I read the synopsis and I'm like, okay. So it's basically a reboot or a remake?
It's a requel because they're in it.
Requel? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
they're in it.
That's what I had heard.
Yeah.
The trailer begins with Madeline Klein's character soaking in a bathtub with a red bath bomb as her boyfriend is unexpectedly attacked and killed brutally in the living room via a masked killer and a hook gun. A hook gun. What? Well, that's different.
What was it? Shoot hooks?
I don't know. All right. Well, that's something different, I guess. Klein's character makes it out untouched, but she is seen later asking her friends, "Do you think it is some kind of effed up karma for what we did?" Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt from the original film get some screen time, with the trailer ending with Hewitt telling the newbies, "I have one question. What did you do last summer?"
Yeah. I saw an interview with Jennifer Love Hewitt talking about being a part of this.
Yeah.
I wonder if it meant to say hook hand or something.
Hook. Well, I wonder if it's like a gun that shoots like the Batman.
I don't feel like it's actually going to be a gun.
You know how Batman has his like thing he shoots and like it grabs on.
Yeah. I
don't know why.
Like, but why would they do that?
Doesn't have a name. I don't know. I wonder if that's it. Like it's like it shoots, and so it's like the killer doesn't have to be right next to you to kill you. I hope that's not the case. I like that.
I know, I do too.
Yeah, up close and
the up closest is what's scary. Yeah. So this was the bit of news that I was talking about earlier, off camera. The Beatles are getting a it's in 2028.
Wow.
However,
they don't already have a movie. We need to make another.
However, it's 4 movies.
Oh gosh.
Each of them get their own movie coming out in the same month, in the same year. Sort of like a binge style, like going to theaters, kind of like this to watch movies. So yeah, you're getting one thing I heard was that you're getting 4 movies in the same day, in the same month, or you're getting like a week by week, like what they did with Netflix and that one
like Fear Street.
Yeah, Fear Street. We get one at a time, but this is going to be in theaters.
Okay.
I bring it up because I think if it's done correctly and it actually works, I feel like this could be a good way of like getting an entire trilogy of like horror movies out there.
Yeah.
Where you get where the whatever company gives them like $30 million to make a trilogy of movies.
Yeah.
And then you just release them one after another. So you're not waiting like a couple years or,
Yeah.
1 to 2 years for the next one to come out. And that way it also prevents and I'm not saying that I am for this necessarily, but it prevents the actors from like, asking for more money for the next movie if it does well. Like I'm definitely okay with them making more money, but you're at a point in movies with like when Disney is like spending $300 million on a movie.
Yeah.
Because the actors are demanding like 50 million of those of said dollars. So it's like it kind of puts a stop to that kind of thing if it's done right. Like if it loses money, then that's a bad thing. But if you have your budget low enough, you can make like you can make it all back. So
yeah, and it seems like it would help make the trilogy stay true to like what it planned on being.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now it seems like the writers, directors, whatever, have like a plan of what they're doing, but then based off of how the movie is received or like different reviews and whatever, or like you said, different fluctuations with the actors depending on what it is, then changes the whole story, changes the whole trilogy. And that's like kind of ruining it for us because it's like we want to see what you already had planned. We don't want to see you change it based off of different opinions and whatever.
Yeah, like we could have
Scream.
Yeah. We could have gotten Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
The way it was supposed to be. And I don't think this is actually going to happen, to be honest. I don't think that they're going to release 4 Beatles films in a month or whatever, or on the same day. I don't buy it. It sounds cool. Like, I think it's awesome, but I don't think that the studios are going to actually go through with that. And I just don't think it's going to happen.
At the same time, if someone's going to be able to make this monumental change,
it'd be the Beatles.
The Beatles are the ones to do it.
Yeah.
They've been the ones to bring on.
Does anybody care about the Beatles anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
you were just playing the Beatles right before we logged
Roll
on.
Over Beethoven. That's not even their song. Though.
Okay, but you knew it as their song. You didn't.
No, I did not know. I did not know it was them. I just looked it up. Roll Over Beethoven.
It depends on who you get.
Yeah.
If
you gotta have some star power.
Star power, yes, but at the same time, there's actors like up and coming actors that have been in movies for a little while that haven't really had, their time to shine. Really, a couple of the actors I know of who are going to be in it. One of them I know for, you guys know from Stranger Things is Eddie. He's going to be one of the 4.
I can see that.
Yeah, and another one was the main character from Gladiator 2. I didn't watch it, so I'm not entirely sure. But you get 4 younger actors, and that are like, that are big or up and coming today.
Okay. Do you know if they've all been picked? All the actors have been.
They have been. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I have a prediction that Timothy Chalamet would be one, but I don't know.
I don't know, because this is like he comes out with like 2-3 movies a year at this point.
Yeah.
And this feels like it's a big event that you kind of have to, because I feel like they're each getting their own individual movie, but at the same time, they're going to be in each person's movie too.
It's like a Beatles
So
Beatles universe.
Yeah.
When I said Beatles, I was thinking Beetlejuice. Did you say this is 2028?
Yeah, 2028.
Okay.
You know, it's,
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like it's 4 movies, so it's like
it's going to take some time to get it all figured out.
Yeah. One thing, they better make and release Hulkamania, the Hulk Hogan story, before this.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything about the Beatles until I see Hulk Hogan.
They're definitely going to do that.
That movie was announced like years ago.
It was. And I'm sure
and then they lost director, and I don't think
Chris Hemsworth is to see it.
Todd Phillips isn't doing it anymore?
I don't think so, no. Yeah. And I don't think Chris Hemsworth is
and
honey, I don't know that anyone's doing it anymore.
The Hulkster got booed. People don't like him anymore.
He has
a little bit of a controversy.
This is my most anticipated of the year. Share this tab.
There we go. There it is.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. This is the 8th and final movie in the Mission Impossible franchise. It's on horror, but it's my most anticipated of the year. So
okay.
Joel wanted to throw that in there.
I did. We have not talked about. We're almost done here. I think the big things we've already mentioned. Did we talk about Lionsgate? I don't think we have.
No, we have not. Lionsgate.
All right. So this one, up the John Wick universe, getting like 3 more movies.
Okay.
John Wick himself is getting 1 movie, even though 4 was
Last Walk.
To The Long Walk.
Stephen King.
Is that one of his non-horror movies?
Non-horror. I know he has A Life of Chuck coming out this year.
Chuck, I'm excited about that.
That one's not horror.
No, that one's not. Yeah, but it's Mike Flanagan, so I'm definitely excited about that. John Wick. I'm excited about that one, but it's John Wick. Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas. Nope. Power Ballad. This isn't horror, but they're bringing the Now You See Me franchise back after a decade or so. You guys seen those movies? There's been 2 of them. Now You See Me, and
I know I've seen.
Now You See Me 2.
I don't know that I've seen it, but I don't know if I see it, but I've seen it.
They're a lot of fun. They're doing 2 more of those movies.
Okay.
I don't think
I tried.
You did.
I don't know. I don't know if that landed.
It didn't land, but I saw the efforts. All right, that was good horror news on there.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, Lionsgate's not doing anything.
Yeah, they don't have Saw anymore. They're not releasing.
Yeah, true.
Film.
They're releasing something. Like come on, guys.
What are they releasing instead on that day? Oh, The Strangers, Chapter 2.
Yeah, Chapter 2. Yeah, which is still almost 3 hours long. So I wonder if that's actually accurate. If that's accurate or not, because it's been that way for like a year. So, it just seems like a long movie for a Strangers movie.
Yeah.
It's a long movie for a horror movie. So, I think we covered all like the major.
So something that I heard with Nightmare on Elm Street is they were asked. New Line Cinema was asked about it, and they said that they'd love to make another one, and they hope that they can, but with the rights, it's complicated.
Yeah.
So what I know is the rights in the United States distribution and like the actual film to be done is with the Craven estate. So, Wes Craven. So he passed away. He and his family have the rights to A Nightmare on Elm Street. So they have to approve a script or an idea or anything for it to even be considered as a film to be made, because then you have to get a studio to buy, the idea and actually make the movie. New Line, who was a part of like the beginning and all of the films, they were the production company. They have the distribution rights internationally. So they would have to kind of be on board as well. So, because you're not going to make this movie and then New Line say, no, it's not good, and not put it out internationally.
Yeah.
So I would imagine if this movie were to actually be made, we'd have to have the Craven estate approve it, New Line approve it, and hopefully just produce it so that we don't have to have another company involved to produce it. But there has to be a number of things to go right for it to actually get made. And
it has to have the best script ever for all of this to like line up perfectly.
Yeah. If these companies want to make money, this is when you do it. If this goes on for another 5 years or something, which looks like it could be.
It's already gone on for 10. So
yeah, same thing with Friday the 13th. You're gonna miss this opportunity because we already had the Halloween requels, we had the Scream requels, we've had a number of different horror franchises kind of like come back. Candyman came back. You have to jump on that now because it's already kind of starting to peter off. We don't have other like Leatherface. He had a movie come out. We don't have a lot of other horror icons to reboot. So that trend, this is the time.
Yeah.
If you do this in 5 or so years, the slasher right now, slashers are kind of big. If you wait 5 or 10 years, slashers, they come and go. So might not work out. So if you want to make money, do it now.
Hey, man, this would probably be the best horror franchise to do that Beatles thing with.
Yeah.
Release a trilogy all at one time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
In theaters.
So hopefully the Craven family is listening.
Yeah.
And
guys, come on.
Yeah.
We got ideas over here. Well, I don't have ideas for a movie, but I've got I don't want that responsibility. But
I know that there has been like prominent names that have kind of thrown ideas at them.
Yeah.
I don't know what those ideas are, but I know Mike Flanagan has said that has expressed interest. I don't know if he's actually created an idea for it and what that might be, but he did. And who's the other guy? Joel, you probably remember. He's the Hobbit.
Oh, Elijah Wood.
Wood.
Oh,
Elijah Wood has he has said that he is interested. He's not a director or a writer, but he is a producer.
Yeah.
So
and an actor. So
yeah. I don't know if he wants to be in it. I don't think he's like wanting to be Freddy, but if he's got, it would be that'd be awesome to be in those movies.
Yeah.
But I remember doing that news the last time we did the news on this, which was like year 1 of our podcast. We were talking about
it was about 5 years ago in March, I believe, was the news episode that we did, and we were like, oh, we should do this like monthly. 5 years later, we've done,
and only doing that because we had a bunch of horror news come out. So I don't know if I would. Mike Flanagan doesn't seem like I love his work. I haven't disliked anything that he's done so far. So I'm sure he can do a great job, but I just don't see him being the director for a Friday or a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, me either.
It doesn't seem like it just doesn't seem like it would fit his style of directing and writing, because he is all about the writing. So
yeah. What comes to mind is that the end of Terrifier 3, that like scene where Sienna is like strapped and tied to the chair, and like the demon.
Oh, she's like visions hell,
demonic voice, and she's like, her brother. She thinks her brother was killed, and that scene right there, I'm like, that was so intense. Like, if Freddy was like that demon girl, which he kind of is, like the dream demon.
Yeah.
Like, that would be so scary. If that was Freddy and he talked like that. Like, I want that. I want that as the next Freddy Krueger. Like, I want a scary Freddy.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could make him.
He's cheesy scary. He's not like
these days. He could be
terrifying.
Good. He could be so good with it. I feel like it needs to be practical with everything. I'm like, Damian Leone. Let's get him to do it. He needs to actually make it scary though. But someone like that who's gonna be focused on practical makeup for Freddy. Like, he needs to not look CGI at all.
Yeah.
The kills to be, at least the gore and stuff to be practical. You have the dream fantasy stuff that can still be in there. As long as it looks good and it's not over the top, then that can work too. But I don't want a Blumhouse Nightmare on Elm Street film. That's just no. I am not interested in that at all.
There's like 3 companies that produce horror movies, and I don't know about any of them really. Like, there's A24, which actually going away from horror. It seems like they're doing more Oscar-worthy like movies. And then there's Neon as well, which is a semi like newer one. But even then, like, I don't know. I can see
Neon.
Of the 3,
that's what I would want.
Yeah.
But I think it'll end up being Blumhouse. Well, and New Line,
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they make
New Line would
too many horror movies these days, but I don't see their logo on much at all anymore.
No.
I think they're more like kind of
Old Line,
quiet. Yeah, Old Line. Yeah.
I guess Lionsgate could be one too. But
just imagine hearing that music and seeing the New Line Cinema, like the old school logo. Hear Freddy laugh in the background. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. How do you feel about having because I know the name's been tossed around there for years, but like Kevin Bacon as Freddy?
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I think he did a good job. And
he's
not
older,
too old to where he is older, but he's not to where like he could carry a franchise as long as it keeps going like year by year.
Yeah.
Or, do the Beatles thing and just do film for 2 years and then release 3 movies at one time.
Get a budget
of like $15 million.
Yeah. They should go compete with the Beatles. They should put their movie out at the same time.
I mean,
see what happens.
It's a perfect so like that's the reason I brought it up is because it's perfect for horror because you don't need a big budget for like a trilogy of movies.
Yeah.
So it's like
you could triple your money.
Yeah, you easily could. Or you could also lose it all because people aren't seeing
or maybe a couple of
movies like that.
We'll see, and then maybe the third one. People aren't gonna see that one. I know that they were talking about doing Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends on the same day when those were being released.
On the same
but Halloween Ends would probably still end up being what it was. So
It was supposed to be completely different, and
Yeah.
it sucks that the pandemic had to happen because they had a script for that one, and then they just couldn't make anything, so
Yeah.
he decided to scrap it. Because how Kills ends, how that movie ends is Lori out of the hospital, like, you know, she's about to fight Michael. That's how her character seemed like she was about to, like, she was on a mission. And then ends starts like 3 years later. Like, what's
Yeah. And she's all happy and
yeah. It's like, that's not how you end
your daughter
Kills.
was killed, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
So
3
they
years
had
ago.
a different idea of how they're
Yeah.
and I wish they just gone with
It's like they forgot what movie they were making.
Yeah.
But we could talk about that forever. I actually
We
watched
already
Halloween. I actually watched Halloween Kills a few days ago.
Mhm.
That movie is pretty good. If
I
it
like that
wasn't
movie.
for the Evil Dies Tonight and some of the
Yeah.
like corny lines that they had, like, I have to take him out. Like, everybody thought that they were the most important person
Mhm.
in Haddonfield and they needed to
Yeah.
be the one. Other than those things, I think it's a great Michael movie.
It is. Yeah.
He is badass in that movie.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
guy. Look at that guy.
It was one of the more Michael movies of the entire franchise because it's just like him just on a
Those are the good
rampage.
ones. Those are the
You
good
left me to burn to death. I'm pissed. Like, I'm gonna go kill everybody now that I see. So
that intro
including your
with the
daughter.
fireman and him
Yeah.
walking out of the house all
Out
on
of the-
fire with
yeah.
the water.
It would have been better if that scene wasn't in theater
the
or in
trailer.
the trailers for
Yeah. Months.
but it was so cool
So
seeing
anyways.
him. Still didn't see even half of the kills in the trailer that actually happened. So so yeah. What'd you think of the news? There's some stuff in there that's
I'm not excited about I Know What You Did Last Summer anymore. I was. I'm not anymore. I mean, I'm gonna see it, and I'm kind of excited for seeing it just because of what it is. But from what I read, it's the exact same plot.
Yeah.
And then it's just one of those typical things where it's like, oh, why are people being killed off? Let's Google if this has happened before. And then, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so. Oh, let's go find them. They just happen to live in the same town. And we're going to go talk to them. And they, it's that. That's what it's going to be. I'm calling it.
How Scream was, which is how Final Destination has been.
Yeah. And with I Know You Did Last Summer, if it's going to be the same thing, like, I mean, I don't know how they would do it different.
Well, it's a hook gun now. So
gun, yes. Yeah. Maybe that'll be the difference.
That'll be it.
He'll be flying around with a hook gun.
Yeah. He's Batman.
Yeah.
He's just like his utility belt.
He better have the slicker. Still,
I'm sure he'll have the slicker.
hood and everything.
Yeah,
gotta have that.
That's
I think the kills are good and stuff, and hopefully, but it's not like those movies were that good in the first place. They were not that good.
They were fun, but that's what the 90s was. The 90s was just fun horror movies. Like there was no substance to most of them. Like you got Bride of Chucky, you got Halloween H2O, you've got Scream 1 and 2 were both in the 90s. But you got The Faculty, which is fun, another fun one, which is getting also a remake. But yeah, it's just a fun little like 5 to 10 year of horror movies that
and the 90s are just coming back right now. Like when we were living in the 90s, it was so popular for like the 60s and 70s to be coming back. And so now we're living in the 90s and now we're living in the 2020s. Well, because when we were in the 90s,
we just had Bob Dylan come back.
Well, when we were in the 90s, the Beatles were coming back. So now we're living the 90s out again. So we have to bring the Beatles back again.
The Beatles are not coming back.
Yes, they are.
Maybe in 2028, people will care.
Yeah,
again.
yeah, they're gonna keep coming back. And yeah, Bob
You're
Dylan came
crazy.
back and he did great.
Yeah, I did like the Bob Dylan movie. And
So
I'm
good.
not like, I don't listen to Bob Dylan music very often.
But I don't like his. He's a great
Sorry,
songwriter, but he does not have a good singing voice to me. I don't know.
No.
I've never liked his voice. But he's a great songwriter.
He's known for his amazing vocals.
Oh yeah,
He has a lot of range, and he's not like
Yeah.
nasally at all. And
Yeah, he can carry a note. And,
yeah.
I wonder. Back to that Beatles thing though, like, is there going to be an order in which we watch those movies? Like, is it?
yeah, so I want them to release them all at the same time, and it kind of be a competition between the group members of who gets their movie watched first.
Or the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be Lennon or McCartney. It's not going to be George Harrison, even though he's probably my favorite.
I think that's who Eddie is George Harrison.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I could see that. And then there's Ringo. And nobody cares about him. So I don't even know why they'd make a movie about him.
Man.
We also feel like culminated into like a fifth film, like them all together and like
Them all, yeah.
like an hour and a half concert.
Yellow Submarine.
The Beatles,
like a Beatles assemble or a Beatles Endgame.
Yeah. Oh
my gosh!
You got to do the Rolling Stones next, and
I could do that. I feel like their story isn't already known. I feel like the Beatles is just, they've had so much. Let's let somebody else have a turn, you know?
Nah, I'm good with the Beatles.
Let's get a Metallica movie out.
Metallica would be a pretty intense one.
All right. Well, that's the news.
It is.
And we will be back with you guys for more 2025 horror films. Coming out soon is Drop. Looking forward to that. We are going to a mystery movie on Monday.
Oh.
And I believe that's what it's going to be.
Oh, Drop.
So, yeah.
We'll see.
So we'll see it. We'll let you know, Joel, and we'll let you know, Scare Talk fans.
So until then.
Till then.
This has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let the news bite.
Yeah, that can be scary.